What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing part 2 to Alice in Chains' Man in the Box. We're going to be covering the main melody. In part 1 we did the chorus. I'll leave that in the description box below. I'm going to go to hand it off to one of my guitar students. He's going by the name of Project X. Go ahead and grab your acoustic or your electric and let's get started. Okay guys, so the only thing we're not going to be covering that my student did, Project X, is we're not going to be using the wah pedal for this lesson, okay? However, I'm going to still be teaching that melody line and we're going to learn it in 3 sections and then a hook at the end, okay? So the magic number is 3. So let's go through this real quick, and if you notice I added these little blue tabs of painter's tape on my guitar because a lot of people feel that it's confusing to look at it when you just look at this cool looking serpent or snake on it. So I added those little dots for you. So what do I mean by the rule of 3? Well, if you really listen to the song for the chorus, you got na 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 na, so on and so forth. That's going to line up perfectly with how you play this riff. Let me break this down. First 3, na na na. Second, na 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 na. Third, na na na. And then you got this end. We'll put that ending last, obviously, but we're only going to focus on those 3 rule of 3 for a second just to help you break this down. So rule of 3, there's 3 sections to the na na nas, and every section has 3 notes. So the first section, na na na. How that works is we're going to be on ring finger. Hopefully you can see it easier. We're on 3, 5, 7, 9 now. String 4. Now we're going to go to fret 7, string 3. Now back to fret 9, string 3. So when I play that, if you can get this little snippet right first, na na na, the other 2 follow section wise, but you want to make sure you get the right legato when you play this. The phrasing is what matters most with the right legato. So when I play this, legato meaning how you hold your notes, na na na. Now notice on this third one I added a hammer on. So let's talk about that real quick. Na na. What you're going to do is when you're holding down the first finger on fret 7, string 3, you're going to pluck it again before you move to fret 9. So it's going to go pluck, and you're hammering on with that third finger. Now when you hammer on, it means you're going to keep the note of the first finger as you move and add the 9th fret. So when I hit the 9th fret, it's like hammering a hammer on to that fretboard. Now notice how you hear that nice thump when I come into it. That's how you do a real proper hammer on, is you add a nice weight behind this ring finger to hit that note. You don't see how you lose the note if you're not adding enough weight. So you gotta add enough weight to it. So we got this. That's the first phrase. I want you to work on that enough. Get comfortable with it, because now the next phrase is the exact same way, but no hammer on this time. So now we're going to be on string 4, fret 7, to string 4, fret 9, then to string 4, fret 5. So notice on that one, the legato is what connected everything nice and even. Na, na, na. Now, once you have that phrase of the second part down, you want to connect 1 and 2. I know I look like I'm snipping, but connecting. So let's work on phrase 1. Na, na, na. There's that hammer on. Na, na, na. Right into second section. Na, na, na. One more time. Na, na. Hammer on. Na, na, na. And a lot of you, I know you see me add this vibrato. That's just something I normally do. You can do it without it. Vibrato is something I want to cover probably a little later. Now, section 3. Let's talk about that real quick. Section 3. Now, we're on fret 7 to fret 5 of the 4th string for both. Now, when I hit 5, I'm going to put a tinge of a little bit of a bend on it. So it's like a micro bend. I'm not bending up a half step. It's just a micro bend, like that's all it is. So right when you hit the top of that micro bend, though, you snap it to the ring finger, fret, what is that, 7 on string 5. So we got 7 on the 4, 5 on the 4, bend, snap, fret 7 on the 5. So now I'm leaving out on purpose another pluck that happens here. Okay, don't worry about that yet. We're working with the 3 rule. Remember. So once you get that little section down, let's look at this as a whole real quick of what we got. The rule of 3. 3 notes, 3 sections each. So 3 notes per section, 3 sections. 3 sections. So we got na na, hammer on. Section 2, na na na. Section 3, na na, bend, dump to the last note right there, or I call dump or move to the last note quicker. So I'm gonna not talk, let you play it through. That alone, if you can get that, you're pretty much home free as far as how making that melody sing. But notice how I connected all those notes. Notice how I worked each of them as a phrase. Section 1 with the hammer on. Section 2, you want to work your connecting from section 1 to 2, obviously. Then section 3, and of course work your connecting from section 2 to 3. That alone will make this sing. Now let's talk about vibrato. Vibrato. It's taking the note and you're adding a little bit of bending to it. Not that much, okay? Just so the way I like to describe vibrato or bending the string, or giving it a little bit of oomph. You're not going like this where you're plucking up and down, up and down, up and down. What you're doing is you're plucking down, letting the string come back to its natural state, plucking down, almost like if you're on a trampoline. But notice I'm always keeping contact with the fretboard when I pluck down. Now, it's not coming from the finger, it's coming from the weight of the hand. Now, how much do you have to put of this vibrato in the weight of the hand? Just enough to give it a little bit of an oomph. Not like a this, it's just So when I do this, see how my hand's just barely bouncing a little bit? But it's coming from the weight of here. Right here again. Hammer on. Weight right here. Not this. That's wrong. Just a little bit. And I'm using my right hand so you can see the line of where that weight's coming from. It's not coming from the fingers. Remember, it's coming from the weight of the hand. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. Now, let's learn this last little section for the end. Where was I? Okay, so let me run it through. That's what we got. I know I did it fast. I'm just trying to get back on track for myself. So now, technically, this rule of 3 for the third section, you have another pluck with that ring finger at the end. So when you got this, there's section 3. You have another pluck right there before we go into the ba-da-da. So let's look at that now a little different. Why did I explain it in threes? It's just easier to get to that far in the lesson so you can know what I'm doing. Now, 3 and... That's how that goes. So if you were to put this with the song, it's going to go na, 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 na. Notice now there's one more na at the end, but it's kind of like its own little one. That's that second pluck. on fret 7, string 5. So na 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 na. That's that note. Okay. One more time. Na 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 na. Now you just have to learn this last little phrase. We got a palm mute that happens. You're palm muting from the right hand, nothing leftwise. You're just going to pluck it. Now, if you're not familiar with palm mutes, you drag your hand back and you're touching the string lightly until you get to the end, right over here. Right when you get over here to where there's the most tension before it falls into the bridge area, that's where you get your nice hum or your palm mute from. If you're too far forward, you get more of a clicky clacky. Right here, that's where you get that mute from. So you're gonna have that mute happen. Now we're gonna do, let's look at these notes. This is part of a pentatonic scale. We got fret 5, string 6, pluck it. We're doing another hammer on that we did before. You're hammering onto fret 7. Notice I'm not plucking when I hammer on. Pluck, hammer on. I'm taking my hand away on purpose so you can see. Pluck, hammer on. Now, fret 5, string 5. And it's a quick one. Staccato. You want it very short. Okay, so now when I put this together, let's put it, it's probably easier if I put it together from the third section into that. So, na, 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 na. So now I'm just going to take it from the na-nas right here at the end. Na, na. Okay. Now, the next section, we're going to put it all together. And I like to split this video-wise, so let's talk about a couple things before I do. Work on your phrasing. Phrase 1 to phrase 2. Phrase 2 to phrase 3. Phrase 3 to ending. That is most important as far as connecting them. Working them individually and then putting them all together will help you instead of just trying to play this all the way through. Okay guys, this is where we put it all together as far as how it should sound with the song. So I'm going to do a medium and then a fast, and the fast means it's going to be the tempo for the song. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... One more time. Fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, thank you for watching as always, and thank you to my student Project X for doing that intro for me. If anything, he's probably going to pop up in a couple more videos down the road, so keep an eye out for him. If you have any questions, if you need any help with guitar lessons, I am a video chat instructor through the web. I'm also a piano instructor as well. If you need any help, you can reach me at mountainsideguitar.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next guitar lesson video.